to look forward to. So Arsenal top of the table. Manchester United, remember now, just a point off the top four with a game in hand. Here's their manager after the win against West Ham, Erik ten Hag.
Eric, congratulations on the win. It feels maybe in the past it's a game that might have slipped away from the team. How pleased were you with the resilience to see it through?
In this team, it's a big attitude and a winning spirit. And you see that, and that is already from the start in the season, not that good, but we're improving on that point a lot. And I'm really happy with that development and with that progress, and we have to keep the process going. And you see it, if you act like this, also the fans, they like it. And you see developing a bond between the fans and the team, and that's good to see.
Marcus Rashford gets the milestone goal, 100 for the club ahead of his birthday. To do it before the age of 25 is a great achievement.
It is. It is a great performance. It's fantastic. It's fantastic for Man United. They have a great academy. They have a great history in the academy. And that the player on the 85 birthday form of the anniversary, from always a youth player in the squad or on the pitch, and that Marcus Rashford, I think he's representing that fact that he has scored a brilliant goal, great pass from Christian Eriksen, with a great header. The day before his birthday is 100. It's a really milestone, and it's a fantastic achievement.
Yes, it's a good story. Now, your defence had to dig in. I'd imagine there was a lot of pressure on Harry Maguire today because he hasn't played regularly in the Premier League. Few passes went astray, but late on in the game he made some very important challenges.
Yeah, he was magnificent in protecting the box. He's a great player. And he's a real good defender, and we have seen that, how important he is for this squad. And I'm really happy for the team, of course, but also for Harry Maguire, that we came off the pitch with a clean sheet.
Yeah, some great saves from David De Gea as well.
And that's the good story. We have, if we don't manage it with the 10 on the pitch, you can really see we're defending with 11, and we have a great goalkeeper. If the team in front of him doesn't manage, we have David De Gea with great saves, with composure, and you can rely on him.
You mentioned the improvement earlier on the mood in the squad. Do you feel the team is now where you want it to be? Is this where you wish you'd started?
It's still autumn. We have a long way to go. There's a lot of room for improvement also, even in the mood. Keep the process going, and also learn also from your wins. That second half, we could have done that better. And keep more the ball and let the opponent run instead of keep them the dictate and the control of the game. And you have to avoid that. And so we have to be also critical to ourselves. And I'm happy. Don't get me wrong with the spirit and the defending, etc. But when you keep better the ball, then you keep more the control of the game.
Perfect. Well done today. Thanks very much, Chris. Cheers. Thanks, Eric.
I counted 3 mentions of the word spirit there and attitude. How well has he done to build that in such a short space of time from, let's be honest, an all-time low really at times last season?
Yeah, you know what, I think everybody talks about signing players and playing philosophies and style, but I think the best teams I ever played on, there was a togetherness in the dressing room, which you stuck together in difficult moments, right? So you've been there, you know what it's like when you only really know a team and its players when you're under pressure, and then you see how they respond. After the first 2 games, you thought, wow, this is way worse than we thought. And he came in, changed it up a little bit, changed the tactics, played on the counter, less possession. And all of a sudden now he said about control. He wants more control in the game. He doesn't want the defenses to have to do so much, to have the head to make so many saves. He wants them to have the ball and control the game. And that's his style. But they're doing a bit of both now. Defensively, they're solid variety. And on the ball, they're improving as well.
I think you can't underestimate the enormity of the job that he's taken on with everything that's going on upstairs with Manchester United and the playing staff, the Cristiano Ronaldo situation. For him to then, and the poor performances, for him to come in like he has done and turn it around slowly. I think Ronaldo's kind of like contributed to the fact that he's got more time because of the way he's behaved in certain situations. He's made it easier for Ten Hag because maybe if he didn't make so much noise off the pitch about not playing and walking off and that, it might have been to put more pressure on him, but that the players have responded. You've heard the players talking about different players. Everybody's playing well. Marcus Rashford, they're reeling off, David De Gea reeling off of like 5 or 6 players who are playing well. He's turned it all around and they're on his bandwagon with where he's going, with what they're trying to do. And I think that up to this point, he's got to be commended for what he's done. I think it's a magnificent effort up to this point simply because of the club he's gone into and the noise that comes with that, and having a superstar like Ronaldo on your books that you've got to deal with all that situation. It's underestimated what he's doing.
I don't know, Ajax is a big club in Europe and Holland, but this is a whole new level that he's used to on a personal level as well.
Yeah, and the spotlight, as Wrighty mentioned, we've seen that with a lot of players that have come here, huge players that have come here, and the spotlight maybe hasn't been so kind to them, which Manchester United brings because of the expectation that it brings, and maybe not rightly so because the squad hasn't been at the level to compete with Man City and Liverpool. But I'm with Wrighty. Credit to Ten Hag, tough start, as tough a start as you could have had after Brighton and Brentford, and everybody thought, woof, what's going on here? And he realised, he made some changes real quick. Big calls that he's made.
Very calm, isn't he?
Yeah, he's calm. And you got to balance the dressing room as well, Steve. Which is hard. The emotions of individuals and emotions of the team, but also that the team performs. And the fact of the matter is, they've been some big teams: Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea,
Spurs.
Yeah. They're in a good place, and they don't look like they have as many weaknesses as they've done. So he's done a fantastic job.
And the discipline side of it as well, which was always levelled at United over the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, well, he's sorting everything out. And like I said with him and his personality, he seems very calm, and the Dutch are very straight talking. I get the impression that if you're in and around him, if he's pulling you to talk to you, he's looking you straight in the eye, telling you what he wants and what he wants you to do. And I feel that a lot of those players, and they do look a lot fitter and a lot stronger. I think a lot of those players have probably had the talk with him. It's somebody that when I read that everybody talks about the 13 kilometres that they had to run after Brentford. But they kind of left out the fact that he ran it as well, because he said that he was to blame as well. You know what I mean? So,
that's cool, yeah.
You know what I mean,
Yeah.
Owen? So we're talking about somebody who's really ingrained, really deep, and you know what I mean? He's not afraid to point at himself as well. So we're talking about now getting into a situation where this guy is probably going to go where they want him to go, depending on what goes on upstairs.
Well, listen, we're not running 13 kilometres, but we must run.
In a 2 with Harry Maguire, but basically he knows exactly, I'm going to have to defend on my own, and he's going to get across into this space there, Wrighty. And when he gets here, Wrighty, there's a lot of work to do, isn't there?
Absolutely. And when you look at it, you can't. He's almost showing him down here. Go on. Then I know deep down you want to cut back on your right foot.
But he's just buying himself a little time, isn't he? Get his teammates back.
Just slowing it all down. And then what he does is he just slows it down, and he's not afraid. He's not afraid to actually just like, okay, I'm going to stay here. And then bam, he blocks it.
Great little block.
It's just, those are the little subtle things that the top defenders do. Again.
But Wrighty, look, this is how, when I played at Manchester United, this is how it looked. The 2 centre-backs were here and the whole team was in the opposition's half. We were trying to attack, but sometimes this happens. And you just see there, I'm going to run it back a tiny bit. They're the 2 back. That's obviously Martinez and that's Harry Maguire. Look, and Maguire thinks,
I can win this.
I can go win this, so I'm going to go in there. But keep an eye on Lisandro Martinez. It's fantastic. He realises, boom, if Harry goes in there and he might not win it, I got to get back. I got to be the safety valve. And it's just a little bit of detail. But again, Wrighty, he gets here. This is the thing I like.
Closing down the space.
Wrighty, we always, as a centre forward, people often stay away from you. And I love the fact that Martinez going to run this elite. Watch, he gets to Ben Rama, doesn't he?
And closer.
That makes it difficult for you, doesn't it?
Absolutely, because now Ben Rama's got to start doing this. And when you start doing that, that's when you're holding him up. Someone else hopefully comes, and then you win the ball back. What he's done there, but he's not dived in. Unfortunately, Harry on the halfway line's dived in there, but he's already read the situation, come across, and again, it's not all about sliding tackles and intercepting. Sometimes you just have to hold people up like he did in that instance, and in the end Ben Rama ran out of space and won the ball back.
Mentality, new country, 2 games in, didn't speak the language, everyone was saying he was too small. What about the way he's responding?
But if you're a fighter, you're a fighter. You think about where he's come from Argentina all the way over to Holland to play for Man United and for the national team. He's a fighter. You can guarantee that. The difficult start. But I think as a player, you back yourself. This is why you come to United, because it's the big stage and you want to be a part of it. And I think to De Gea, to Martinez, to Casemiro, all of a sudden the spine of that United team is strong with big characters.
OK, that's the United side of the story. What about the West Ham one? Another nearly day for them and their manager, David Moyes.
Dave, does that feel like an all too familiar story?
Well, it's been the case here. I think my record will still be the same, but I think if you look through the games, we've been really close, and today we're as close as we've been. I thought the players done a great job, and we didn't come away with anything, and we deserve to come away with something.
Is there virtually nothing else you could have done? You did everything you asked.
Well, I don't think we could have done an awful lot more. We maybe could have played better in a period in the first half. I thought we turned the ball over too much, and it was round about the period where United got their goal. I thought we gave the ball away too much, but I thought overall the team played really well today.
And the response, when you went behind, exactly what you wanted?
Yeah, very good. We kept pushing, we kept trying to score. I mean, we always know that Man United are going to be a threat as well, so they've had some moments as well. But overall, I thought the second half especially, we wouldn't say we dominated, but I think we certainly were the side which looked more likely to score a goal.
Change of keeper at half-time, what happened there?
He rocked his knee a little bit and he just felt his knee, so we decided just to make the change at half-time.
But when you look at today's game, was it a case of not taking your chances, or was their goalkeeper in just superb form?
David De Gea was fantastic. We know how good a goalkeeper he is, and he's been such a good goalkeeper for many years here. But I hoped that he wouldn't have got one of those two saves today. I think the two he saved have been worldies, and I'm pleased for him because he's a great guy, but I'm really disappointed because it was important for us to get something today, and unfortunately we didn't get it.
We saw you sense danger when the goal came. You were in shot behind. As soon as Christian Eriksen had that bit of space himself, you could see it, couldn't you?
Yeah, I thought we defended the throw-in really poorly. I thought when midfield players went and got ahead of the ball and give them a chance to get the ball simply and put in. And I've got to say it was a great cross and a really good header. Would like to defend it better, but overall sometimes you've got to praise the technical ability of the cross, and obviously it was a thumping header as well.
Is that the tough part for you now as the manager, to say to your players, look, sometimes you won't play as well as that and you'll win?
Yeah, and I've said to them, look, I hope we do keep playing the way you played. But I've said, I think in nearly all the interviews, I'm just saying, that bit we're needing, the final bit, the clinical bit. Jared gets a great chance at the end, and I actually think Harry Maguire just hits his inside his calf to stop it going in. We were at Anfield a week or so ago, and we had very similar situations. We miss a penalty, and we have situations we don't score. So, look, I've got to say, I can only praise our players for the effort they put in. I thought we had one or two unbelievable performances today, and we've got to try and keep it going.
Thanks, David.
Cheers, thank you.
West Ham have done any more today for you?
I think that, he's saying that they might deserve more. I think they had more shots in the end, but I think that was because of the flurry at the end there. I thought that they should have started. How they finished that game, they should have. For me, I want to start Antonio.